Okay, so page 184 is the same thing we've been doing. Up top, can you please add in a set of parentheses? Pretty, please. And I will explain why momentarily. And we're going to graph cosine and sine. Or graph cosine. We've graphed sine, so now let's do some cosine. It's the same exact process, only the table's a little bit different. So if I'm going to go down here and graph, I'm going to label these things, and I'm going to find some of them from the graph, and some of them I can just tell. So like right here, this, I know that's my amplitude, so I know my amplitude is 3. And this right here, that 2 is my b value, and the formula to find your period is 2 pi divided by b. So in my case, 2 pi over 3, 2 pi over 2, which is just pi, so it's going to take me pi to repeat myself. You need to memorize and know that formula. 2 pi over b is the formula to find your period. So to graph this graph, I'm going to make a table, like I always have. And thetas aren't going to change. I'm still going 0, pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, 2 pi. But what does change is that I don't want the y part of the ordered pair anymore. I want the x part of the ordered pair. So at 0, the ordered pair is 1, 0, negative 1, 0, 1. It's very similar. They're just in a different order. Now I have to take care of my transformations, and I'm just going to go across the circle, or go across the equation, and then apply them to my table. So up here, I need to multiply all my y's by 3, so times 3. So I'm going to get 3, 0, negative 3, 0, 3. And this 2 right here is a girl thing, it's backwards, so you're not going to multiply all your angles by 2, you're actually going to divide all your angles by 2. So you're going to get 0, pi over 4, pi over 2, 3 pi over 4, and pi. And then this last thing over here is a x thing again. You need to shift the whole graph up 2, which means to all these y's you have to add 2. So you're going to get 5, 2, negative 1, 2, and 5. And now I'm going to graph. I'm going to graph my pink angles in this very last column over here. So at 0, I'm all the way up here at 5. And at pi over 4, which is halfway in between 0 and pi over 2, I'm at 2. And at pi over 2, I'm at negative 1. And at 3 pi over 4, I'm back up at 2. And at pi, I am all the way up here at 5. So my graph is going to look something like that. And it should, in theory, keep going. So it would end up looking something like that if it kept going and going and going. And I'm going to put arrows on the ends so that we know that it keeps going and going and going. I'm going to just draw some highlighting real quick. That piece that I just highlighted, it's the first piece that I got off the table, and so when it asks the left endpoint, that's this last point that I drew right there. And my left, sorry, this is the first point I drew, and my left endpoint right here was at 0, 5. And my right endpoint, the very last thing that I drew over here, was at pi, 5. You and your friend need to try the next one by yourself, and then go back to Edmodo and watch the very last, the second to last video so that you can check if your answer is right.